Welcoming you back to Crypto's Juiciest News. Baby dolls, look at that daily candle for the Bitcoin price. Sitting nicely towards 84,000 American dollars. Very nice to see. I'll just bring it down here. It's nice that we are doing this nice confirmation out of this poopy town. And we are moving, I guess, more towards the middle of the range. Remember, we still have the global liquidity fractal. It implies that all of April is going to be a poop a month, and then its buy and may go away. That's what it implies. I've seen some other fractals that bring it forward that say, oh, it's time for up only now, but mentally, I've just written off April, the month of April. That's just personally me, because, man, we've had 5 red monthly candles. Like, even if it's the bottom, friends, you know, like, the bottom, when you have that many red monthly candles, yeah, it's probably the bottom, but you don't just go from ultra sad to like great now. No, it's like ultra sad, and then you have to wallow in the pity, and then you can start to recover. Check out that monthly candle for the Bitcoin price. Quite fascinating, right? It's now hovering slightly green, and this is the nice structure. Everybody's using structure. We have to hold the structure. It's all about the structure. Would you like some structure, please, with your pasta? No. Get out of here, you freak. Structure, friends. All they do is, what do they do? This is all these guys do, right? They draw a line, yeah. They draw a line, and they say, hey, I'm not going to be bullish unless I want to confirm the structure to hold. And you know what that means? It means I've drawn a line here. Now, if the price goes up here, I am now bullish. Whoa. Okay, and guess what? If the price goes down here, it means the structure broke. Oh, now I'm going to be bearish. Oh, what a genius. I never thought of that. Whoa. Following the candle colors. Congratulations to 99% of the cryptocurrency industry. Well done. I've never seen such fantastical, statistical, skillful type of approaches to markets. This is a dead body flopping its willy out. Ivan on Tech drew this chart with this. It's a floppy willy price action. This is ETH BTC making new lows pretty much, 0.018. Look, friends, yeah, even if it does this, man, like that's still garbage. You know what I mean? We got a while to go. We got a long while to go, but there might be a silver lining here, which is and I think this is what's happening. And not what I think, I can see from all the ratios I'll show you, friends. Most of the coins, they're going to catch up to their ETH ratios this cycle. I think that's what's pretty much what is happening, friends. Like, for example, look at the link ETH ratio. This is, man, I mean, I thought this was going to be done by the end of 2023. Unfortunately, then it dipped again. That's what happens, right? It just takes a long time. And I think we're ready to go. Hopefully we go up. But I'm going to be too scared for altcoins to call the top on their ETH ratios early, because it might surprise all of us just with how, because ETH is so weak, that's all. And it's outside of our control, nothing else we can do. Remember, friends, we are sitting through 5 red monthly candles. This is the 5th one I was talking about. There's a CME gap maybe at 1700, but who gives a shit? Like, you're down here. You shouldn't even be down here. I still believe, look, we're still going to make it, but like, who cares? Oh, we're going to make it now. Like, man, it's been a long time, right? With this business ISM cycle. So I'm going to cover a lot of these macro stuff and things out here for you. So that Bitcoin weekly candle, friends, it's nice, very positive to see. Let's play some Pumpy G music for it. Mew, 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 mew. It's wonderful. A lot of, friends, look, friends, don't forget all the bear cucks who said we'll go on lower here. Don't forget that. Don't let them forget that. Okay? Because, look, I'm going to be fine. Friends, I know they're frauds. Okay? It's up to you, though. You have to feel that they're frauds. Okay? I want you to pay attention to them being turbo dog shit, bearish, calling for lower bottoms, going, ha, 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 I actually sold the top. Ha, 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 did I tell you I was actually 80% stablecoins the whole time? Now that we're going up, right, they're going to shut their mouths. Once it goes up here, they're like, okay, now that the structure has hold, I will now be bullish. Give me your money, please. Give me your money to tell you more fantastical fortune-telling things. Friends, forecasts tell you nothing about the future. They just tell you something about the forecaster. That's what they do. Oh, you've got 65k Bitcoin and lower targets. Yeah, you're a cuck. It tells me you're a cuck. It tells me you got a lot of stable coins. You could be grifting somewhere. You probably get subscription money paid in USD, so you didn't give a shit. Right? But then also, if you're bullish, you're like, hey, you believe in the cycle. You need this thing to work out as well. There's a bias with everything, friends. Everyone's got a bias somewhere. Okay? What I try to do is step outside. You know, it's funny, friends. It's funny. Okay? When you're unbiased, yes, if you see a $20 note on the floor, okay, you're like, hey, I'm unbiased. That looks like a $20 note. Yeah. If you bend over, okay, make sure no one's behind you, and then you pick up the $20 note, and now you have your $20 note in your hand, you will say to people, hey, this is a real $20 note. I just picked it up. People will say, oh, no, you're biased. You're biased now because you have it in your hand. You are biased to believe that's a real $20 note. That's how stupid people sound when they're like, hey, you are long this, therefore, like you're basically like you need it to go up. Yeah, but dude, that's everything. Oh, you're Lionel Messi. You're wearing the Argentina jersey, so you're biased. You want your team to win. You like need your team to win. So what happens, friends, is spectators, okay? Spectators, you know, friends, you know who else is a spectator? The hotel cuck chair guy. He's a spectator as well. So cucks sitting on the chair, not in the game, they're looking at people going like, oh, that's team red, that's team blue. That's what they're doing. Okay, and they don't take a position. However, they do end up taking a position at the tops and at the bottoms. I want to now show you Mr. Stonk Market. This is the weekly candle for it. What an epic reversal candle, friends. We're going to go through some of the macro stuff out here. Let's look at the 6-hour chart for S&P 500. A lot of people want to know, of course, man, are we going up with Ethereum, friends? What actually happened was China did the emergency tariffs. Look what actually happened. The stock market with S&P 500 went down, dropped another 7% from the top, and it's actually come back up 5%. So it's doing volatility. So that's nice, right? So China did more reciprocal tariffs. And the market's like digesting it. I guess it doesn't really believe that these things are going to last. The market's smart at figuring this stuff out, man. Like people in the market are like, dude, we can't actually do all these because like literally we have a Great Depression. So something's going to have to break. Someone's have to get out of it, you know. But friends, the price moves first. The story comes out later. Okay. This is Others BTC, our horrific nightmare. And remember, it's because we've got the once in 45-year event, which is business ISM going down. This is an extremely bullish chart. This is Others ETH ratio. It's showing you that on average, the altcoins outside the top 10 are strong against ETH. And it's why it's cool, because ETH has done 5 red monthly candles. So even with ETH down, these things are still grinding up against it. So I guess with ETH going up, they might even accelerate more. But then we're going to hit some critical point. This number, friends, of 1.11, that means altcoins are higher, actually 11% higher than Ethereum's market cap. Man, I wonder where we're going to go, because this thing, if you look at it, man, this thing can rally 120%. Well, actually, we've done a lot, man. Like imagine this thing goes to 2. That'll be wild. When we're like all the altcoins, the riskiest part of the curve, they're like now twice the size of Ethereum's market. Man, what a big number that would be. That's the whole thing. Maybe that'll be a point of euphoric exhaustion. We'll see. Now, everyone loves the macro. I'm going to go through the macro right now, friends. This is the Dixie, old Dickie boy. Man, friends, this literally capitulated again harder. I'll just show you the 4-hour chart. Look at that, man. Yeah, Dixie, man. And by the way, this is a big move, man. This is a big, big, big move. This is wonderful to see. I'll just put it out on a weekly just to give you an idea. Look at that, friends. So this was Trump season 1. He had a tariff war here. Dixie goes down, alt season wave 1, comes back up. We come back down here, alt season wave 2. Okay. Interesting, the alt season wave 1 peaked in June, July, right? But the Dixie kept going down and stopped. And then obviously Bitcoin goes for wave 2, and so does the altcoins. So that's pretty much what happened. Look at this, is such a big move, man, by the way. When it flipped red on the weekly super trend, it went down from like, from 98 down to 88. It went down 10 points. That is enormous, man. So like if you were to assume it goes 104, I wonder if the bottom for the whole cycle will be 94. I wonder, man. And just to tell you, friends, because America, friends, this is freaking enormous, okay? So America is, the US dollar, that is, it's 88 80% of world volume. Yeah, it's actually like 85. I think up to 85% of world trading volume. So you got to think, right? So if the US dollar, every point it goes down, it's like boosting the whole world of trade purchasing power to export out of the USA. That's why every dollar point, every unit this goes down is worth a lot, because you're dealing with trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars, right? Some say dollars. So this is good for risk on assets, right? When the US dollar goes down, it's like an interest rate stimulation, just to let you know, So pretty much like if Jay Powell, okay, if he pulls his finger out of his ass, if he like cuts 2 or 3 times, the cuts aren't going to look like much, but that with a lower Dixie and lower oil, that's a big boost to everyone, which is exactly what's happening. And now I'll show you that right now. So this is oil, friends. Oil hovering around here. Remember, these big commodities, they don't just like come down and like just go straight down a straight line. It takes a while, but oil's down at $61. Remember, man, like it used to be $80, man. Around like 2020, it was at $80. Now it's down to $60. So the level of the floor's going down, which is beautiful, man. So that's going to keep lowering inflation. I mean, true inflation is down to 1.3%, and that's the live price right now. Remember, when they do the inflation kippy, so that it takes a month for them to collect the data. So it occurs in like Feb. So I think the data we got might have been Feb. So I think with Feb, basically spend all of March collecting it, the data for Feb, and then they release it in like this April part. I think that's pretty much what it does. If not, otherwise it would be maybe last month's kiwi. But I think it's actually a bit more delayed with that, just to show you. That's how backwards it is. And the true inflation one is more up to date. So all of those going down. Also, the US Fed, obviously, we want more rate cuts. Man, this is actually cranker. Now, this is, friends, remember, this is the actual interest rate expectations for next 2 years. So rate expectations for next 2 years from today's date. So it is, remember, the US 2-year minus the Fed funds. So look at this. It's only at minus 0.35. That's less than 2 cuts. Whoa, man. Fed's going to have to do something. The market is only pricing in 1.5 cuts for the next 2 years. Man, it must really think inflation's here and it's sticky. It's pretty much the market's pricing in stagflation, like dog shit growth, and basically the inflation stays like this sticky part. That's what it's saying. Uncle Peter Schiff, friends, literally, he is euphoric. I think this is that final wave part. This is what happens at the end of big moves. I did not know. I knew this chart pattern. I never knew it was an Elliott wave thing. So I would always see this in crypto, right? Something would be super strong. It would come back down, but then the final reversal would go and break the high. And that's actually the top. I saw this actually Solana. Did I actually use that to sell the top of Solana back in 2021 at the tops? And some other coins as well. So it would pretty much, so something is really, 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 really strong. The market sends it down, the whole market, but then it comes back. There's like this wealth of bid buyers who just want to get in to something. It's kind of like there's all these people who are like waiting to buy the dip, but they they forget, like, dude, you are buying this dip, brother. You know what I mean? Like, you're not buying a dip. You know what I mean? You're not, like, they think there's a funny part. They think they're buying a dip up here. You know, bro, you're not buying a dip up there. However, I know gold is like, it is still cheap and stuff out here, but you're buying, it's gone up 60% in a year. Think about this. Actually, from Jan 2024, yeah, you're up 60%, literally 60% in 14 months. They're like, oh, I'm going to get this dip. Look what the dip was, friends. It's a 5% dip. So it's up 60%, it's down 5%. Cool. Let me go get the dip. And actually, it's funny. This is how it works out. So we need basically we need this thing to just chill the F out, which we might get that actually around here. So gold, friends, remember gold it's the beacon of like inflation out there in the world, right? It's just telling you, and it's risk off. It's world trauma. Market space pricing in. Oh, there might be uncertainty. So that's what happens, friends. When people like exit US dollar and exit fiat, the portfolio managers and stuff, they're buying gold. But obviously we're in crypto, man. We got a better gold. But it's interesting to see this. So this weekly chart, okay, it is done this big thing. We don't need this. It's not going to come down, man. It's gold. It deserves to stay up here. But you just needed to do something like do this, come back up, like this, that. As soon as it starts going sideways, pretty much market's ready to go for all of these parts. That's why we had, like, you know, business confidence down the pooper. And yeah, now I'm going to continue on, show you some friendship. We got Pulse Chain core coins that have just been moving in line, I guess, with Ethereum and BTC around, coming out up here. You know, plus 7% here. You got PDI, PWBTC slightly red. But yeah, it's because they're just so volatile. Like these numbers that don't mean anything. It's full Fugazi numbers. Like you're seeing BTC with battling, trying to get back into the zone. Then you have Ethereum with this 5 red monthly candles, which is absolutely trash. Man, I just noticed as well, friends, the US Treasuries got bonked again. Oh, wow. They dropped again. I know this doesn't look much to you, but man, this is a big move, man. This is like you're meant to be going up and you're just capitulating lower. My gosh. Oh, crap. I don't know what's going to happen now, man. Because like US Fed, man, what are they going to do? You're going to let the government refinance at 4.5%? I don't know. I mean, like, friends, I made that breaking news yesterday. Donald Trump, apparently, he's been given power by the Supreme Court to fire Jay Powell. The final decision coming, I think, in the 14th or the 15th. He's moving fast. So, man, that's going to be funny. That's going to be funny. And hey, by the way, okay, I'm trying to be neutral. Okay, from Trump's perspective, it looks like Jay Powell's a CUNT. Because Jay Powell held interest rates the whole time, and he only started cutting right into the US election. He cut 3 times for Joe Biden. They give him 3 rate cut. Basically, it looks like you're trying to boost the market for the standing president, for the Democrats to win. And then and Trump basically wiped the floor. That's why Trump looks at, wow, that's weird. So the 3 cuts, you're telling me in 2 years, and by the way, look, you won't believe me unless I show you this chart, which I'm going to do right now. And please, friends, please keep your nipples pegged for this one. Like, look at this. So, since July 2023, literally, friends, for basically for an entire year and a half, okay, you do nothing. You literally do nothing. And then, coincidentally, right when it's the most critical part for the election, which is right here, okay, and by the way, just to let you know, do you know what the stats are? If the stock market is up in the 90 days leading into the election, right, you have a 90% chance of getting re-elected. Yeah. 90%. I think stock market had to be in that 90. Yeah, if a stock market is just green in those 90 days leading up. That's crazy. So look what Donald Trump was battling. This was, I guess, so this was the 1 in 10 scenarios where he didn't want to bet on that, right? But they did that. They did it anyway. Look at this. Look when they start cutting. August, September, October, and then here is the election. Look, see what I mean? So from Trump's perspective, it looks like, dude, that is the most bullshit thing ever. You're telling me you do nothing for a year and a half, and then you decide to spend the cuts right into the election at the most critical point? So that's why, like, you can see if Trump wants him out, he's going to push for it. He's going to say, dude, what are you doing? Why is late moving? Inflation's gone. So it's going to be quite the pickle, some say. So the S&P 500, friends, going up after China's raised their tariffs to 125%. So remember I just showed you that price action. I guess it usually it's a good sign, right? Because you're like, wait a minute, why did you? So this is a classic Jason Shapiro move. Actually, I just remembered, friends, if I told you, I wonder if he's going to make a video on it. He might even be saying, hey, man, like China raised the tariffs, but we closed green on the day. Interesting. Before that, we're just all closing red. It might be a sign of a reversal. However, that's not enough for it. You also need everyone stacked on one side. So he would have you have to look at that commitment of position. So you might have to see if retailers are all short, if they're all stacked at one side. It would be interesting. So China said the USA is weaponizing tariffs as a tool of bullying and coercion, turning itself into a joke. So I'll be honest, this is it feels like China's a bit weak here. Just the words they're using, they're really trying to get them to back down. They're really trying to do it. Blackrock CEO Lazar Fink says US is very close to a recession and maybe in one now. You got to remember, friends, Roca Negra own all the stocks and the assets. Yeah, they own the assets. Yeah, they want the money printed too, like us, because they get the loans. See, when the Fed prints, you can't call up Jay Powell and say, listen, I need 6 rocks and I need a 1.5% loan. He's not going to give you anything. Nothing. Okay. He'll tell you, go to your bank. And you're like, but the bank's 7.5%. We'll go, that's the rate. Right? Lazar doesn't get that rate. Lazar gets the mates rates. They get the cheaper rates. They get the government rates because they're accumulating for the government. They pay a tiny bit of premium. It's not even a premium. Do you see what I mean? But they have every incentive to do that. So they're like, hey, print money. Because that's what they do. They print. Just to let you know what happened, friends, is this is what they do, okay? The Fed, okay, when the insiders, the deep state cabal the bug eaters, right? When they want to print money, they don't just say, go print money, okay? What they do is they have their own research economic soy boys. Yeah, they're little sex slaves. And they are always writing things that the Fed want to do. Okay, so like there's this, they get this like these 3 research paper dudes, you know, they're meant to be independent, but they're not. They suck each other off. And they say, hey, US Fed, here's a 15-page report on why you should print money. They'll say, oh, the bond market's broken. You have to support American jobs. And then we estimate that if you do this amount of stimulus, it will boost the American GDP by like 15%, right? So the US Fed, it grabs them and then it keeps them. And it says basically to the American public, you know, based off this research and stuff, yeah, well, guess we're going to have to print money, you know? And everyone's like, yeah. But you don't know, okay, what happens in the next part, yeah? The printing money part is like, middle class get destroyed with their purchasing power over time. You and I, we're long the assets. We're long the assets with the insiders, right? Because they're printing money, they're borrowing the money, they're going and buying the assets. So that's why we're in crypto in the first place. That's why Satoshi, everyone is like his OG. They know this game. That's why we have assets now. We can actually just be long for this period of time. So also, Chinese President Winnie the Pooh says there are no winners in tariff wars. Going against the world will only lead to self-isolation, which is it is a true statement. Tariffs, because we're becoming more globalized. The tariffs and stuff, they're more like posturing, like, hey, you better do stuff or threaten you, because but ultimately people find the way to get around and lower the prices and stuff over time. Also, I saw this stat as well. Every country with high tariffs, you don't want to go there, like North Korea and these other places, because their tariffs are so high. Because like, if your tariffs are low, you got high volume and you make up for it there, and it's like really healthy. But I guess USA, they're sick of China stealing the IP from America, going back home, repackaging it, and then selling it to America, which is what they do. That's why there's a lot of the cheating and stuff going on, man. I don't know, man. Like, it's just, it's soccer teams fighting each other. You know what I mean? Like, friends, like, we just want our bags to pump, bro. You know what I mean? Like, all these government politicians, we don't give a shit, dude. Just pump the bags and shut up. Blackrock CEO Lazar Fink says there will be much greater inflation in the US of A. So, yeah, I wonder who's going to grab the beneficiary of that. Would it be your friends, would it? No, of course not. India. Shout out to my baby dolls in India. Here we have India, President PapaDum. President PapaDum and USA, friends. Like, I think he's the key. President PapaDums is the key, because if President PapaDum's country, India, you got all the cheap labor over there. So you might be able to replace China over time. Actually, that's why India is one of the fastest growing things. I think India is going to be like superpower in like 50 years. Man, I wonder what pump fund's going to be like then. Now, Jim Cramer says the market will explode if interest rates go lower. So I want to say it's bullish or bearish. Like, by the way, he's still bearish on the markets, man. He's still bearish as hell, which is kind of funny. He's just thinking about, well, Black Monday, Jim Cramer. He saved us, you know. He saved us. It was kind of, man, it's just so weird how I called it. It's like I've seen this thing too many times. Friends, remember I told you over the weekend, usually what happens is like we gap down in Asia and then we like find some sort of bottom and we just keep going up. That's exactly what happened. Asia session gapped up on that Sunday night in America. Asia session opens Monday in Asia, Sunday night America. It gapped down 4 or 5%, trades around and makes the bottom, and it starts going up before there's even so this is the thing that's confusing everyone. China, friends, just China just did reciprocal stuff. So the market's going to price in things, and then you're going to have a chance to buy low. You have to buy uncertainty. Yeah, price is only low on uncertainty. Because you wouldn't think it. You just think because you see a chart, you go, oh, it goes up and down. Yeah, but no. But the ups and downs, they come with stories, and they're very compelling, right? Like the bottom of recession, dude. Every single Copa scum influencer saying recession, it's over, we're going lower. S&P 500 is going down to 4,500. They're all saying that. Could still go there, by the way. They're all saying that. They're saying Bitcoin's going to 65K. I'm out, and even Uncle Bobby sold. So I get it. It's a tough game, but just remember that, man. If you want cheap prices, you got to buy uncertainty. But here's the thing, right? This is the magical thing about markets. A lot of skilled people will do an action at once, and then because they're independent and they don't look at anybody else, there are times that they are caught with the crowd themselves, right? They are. So that's why I'm trying to be unbiased. I'm like, man, I know this guy's really smart, but man, he's on the same side as for example, friends, I was saying Uncle Bobby is bearish with Jim Cramer. What isn't that? Now you can see it. That's why I brought this to you as my friend, my loyal friend and family now. We're like family now, friends. So I'm telling you, hey man, Uncle Bobby, we love and respect him, makes a mean gyros on the barbecue as well. You're on the same side of Jim Cramer though. Like statistically, it's a tough bet to ride with when you're on the same side as Jimmy. And that's why I still stay long and strong. Look at these, friends. This is big. Top Fed official says the Federal Reserve is ready to help stabilize the market if needed. So they're absolutely ready to help stabilize. But what does that even mean, man? Okay, stabilize what? How much lower does the S&P 500 have to go? Do the bonds have anything to do with it? Are you just watching the bonds? It's interesting now, friends. While I tweak my nipples, and as well, I've got the green candle out here for you. I'm going to now check that index, the MOVE index. Remember, friends, the MOVE index is the bond volatility index. So you type in MOVE into TradingView. So it's still 137. Remember, pretty much 140. Arthur Gaze believes game over, bro. You've got to act. 140. And yeah, they did act. Look at this. This was Silvergate. Remember Silvergate, friends, where the USD CD pegged? Yeah, that was it. These are very high interest rates, right? That's it. You crack this 140, something's cracking, right? And I pray, because none of us, you're not trading bond futures, yeah. So I'm sorry for everyone else out there, but I kind of hope you just get some black swan capitulation thing, because we're sick and tired of crypto going down with stocks to force the Fed. It's happened too many times now. So it would be nice if the bonds poop the bed. And if bonds poop the bed, we're watching it. We're like, oh crap, something's breaking. We don't feel it in stocks, but something's breaking. But the US Fed's going to be like, oh shit, we got to refinance and do everything and do that. That might be what happened. But then again, you don't know, man. If bonds poop the bed, maybe stocks poop the bed at the same time. But we'll see. But yeah, the bonds are the most important. Because remember, they got a $9 trillion debt you got to roll over. White House says the President pump is open to making a deal with President Pu from China. China trolls the US of A. Look at this, friends. So China posted this on their Twitter. Chinese embassy in US. Chinese embassy. That's so funny. Chinese in US. Okay. So number one, bang. So basically, this is like an American dude hitting average person. Bang, whack on the face. Don't retaliate. You'll get rewarded. Open your mouth. Whoop. So he says, hey, open your mouth for a lollipop. But then he just basically hits something out. He's like, hey, open your mouth for a lollipop. And then bang. So it's pretending, just showing from their perspective. Oh, America, you look really city right now. Hey, don't retaliate and do these things out here. Man, it is funny. And once again, with your fans, just come back to this critical needing and wanting. Bro, just pump our bags. We don't care. Just pump the bags. Check this out as well, friends. This is crazy. This is why this is the highest value content in crypto. The US consumer confidence has fallen to a 45-year low. Now, when I saw that, I was like, whoa, dude. I've literally spent 3 days talking to you, the baby dolls, about the 45-year business ISM dog shit cycle. That it's been 45 years since we last had a period this bad. That's wild, man. So that's true. Look at it. So this period, friends, 29 months. We've been 29 months pretty much below 50, where we never had the cycle up. 29 months. The past 3 crypto cycles were 10, 12, and 6 months under 50. This one was like 20 months or something, but this was so bad that Satoshi had to make Bitcoin. Actually, it's 18 months. That's funny. So the only time period, so even this one, if I check out 2000 up here, see 2000, it had a move back up to 52. You see? It had, friends, we have not even, look at this. What is this garbage, bro? What is this garbage down here? You see that trash? All these other periods at least got back up to 52, even though they were a fake out. But ours is trash. Like we're going to 52 next month. So we're going to take multiple months as well. But if you want to go back to when was the last time it has been this bad? It was literally here, 1980, right? And look, by the way, it did actually go and do this big spike. But this thing was like down for such a long time. I just wrote it off like 39 or 40 months. So that's how long it's literally taken, man. We never even, so, you know, last year, we never even got like a fake out upwards. Like we didn't even try. Like it was meant to be like, yay, sweet, things are good. No, they're not. And come back down. They didn't even do that. It just stayed dead. That explains all the Ethereum, ETH, BTC and stuff out here. This is, yeah, it's one of the worst ones ever. But what we could do, like, hopefully it's over now, and now we can start to move up. Like it, but you know, we lost 12 months. Basically, been holding for 12 months for no reason. As well, friends, I think it's very obvious. It's not just it's not just a Mogger's cycle. It's a farter's cycle.
Okay, does China have that? No. I would literally rather hold Fartcoin than hold the Chinese yuan.
Thank you very much, sirs. Thank you very much to the fart community out here. Look, I showed you that because I really think there's 2 super cycles. Yeah. Meme coin super cycle for the high risk. Stablecoin super cycle for the low risk. The thing is, though, in stablecoin super cycle, you can't actually bet on anything except PDI if you're going to bet on it. There's PDI, then like, let's say, friends, PDI is like all the way up here. Then like all the way down here is MakerDAO, governance token, and that's it. That's it, literally it. If you're going to bet on a stablecoin super cycle. The other people who bet on stablecoin super cycle, so where is the money coming from? It's people supplying the stablecoins. That's why. So they're going to make billions of dollars, right? But it's just they're going to go into people who want the USD. So, and that'll be the very, very low risk part of the curve. And look, that will help us in the next cycle. Because if people come in crypto this cycle, that's actually, now I think about it, that might be why altcoins are going to run early next cycle. Because now that you have everyone here for stable coins, they're earning their yield like they're having a bank account, and they're getting better yield. Because they're not getting like, 0.5% somewhere. They might be getting like 3% yield, which is huge, friends. Like imagine if you're getting 0.5% in your bank, and then in crypto you're getting 3%, you're getting 6 times more income, man. 6 times. Think about that. Think about somebody who has $100,000. Yeah. If they're getting like 1% at their bank, but they can get 4% on stablecoin yield, man, that's huge. Right? On their bank, they're getting $1,000 a year. And this one, they're getting $4,000 a year. They're literally getting extra. Think about it. They're getting a couple of $100 a month. Might help them with rent. Might help them with food for the groceries. They're like, oh, okay, cool. Wait, if I just move this money here, I get free groceries. See what I mean? People can do that. Like, oh, wow, that covers my groceries. Right? So, but once they're in there with the USD, I think that it's like you're connected with the bank account equivalents. And then in the next cycle, it's easier for them to spend. Once I start making more, I guess, lower type of risk products. Because right now we're in crypto, we're in the highest risk possible, right? But that's why we're here to be early as well. So I believe in you, friends. President PapaDums believes in us as well. And this is the weekly chart of the Dixie. Okay, see, friends, look at this. It clobbered right here. Right here, man. We need this thing, baby, to keep going down. This is a 2-week chart, by the way. It was a bit racist for that 2-week chart. Put a weekly chart out here. So it's literally right here. Like I really hope, because it's like such a long level, I feel like there's just people short. They're just like getting out here, like a bit of the position just in case. And I really hope it just starts sinking lower. Because this is exactly what happened. Look at that, man. It's exactly what happened in Trump's first cycle. 2017 cycle. Just Dixie went down and everything's happening now, right? It's just Happening all over again. Where to from here, friends? I'm going to show you the global liquidity cycle again. The fractal. Thank you to Mr. Colin. Colin T. Colin High Test. So, look. This is telling me, just bro, write off all of April. Just in case. It'd be funny if this like traps people. It goes to 89K, traps short-term traders. And then they're like, oh crap. And it just comes back down to like 82. And everyone thinks it's over again. And then we actually start going up. And it follows it. Why do I say that? Is because Crypto Kobe joked, like he's not buying the dip, but he's going to buy the next bull trap. Because I saw him say that. I'm like, oh, it's funny. He's also a good predictor of the future. He's actually very good at it. So, like, subscribe, belly button, all friends. Don't forget he loves you. Catch you soon.